Now this next site is called Biblical Proportions, and the address is www.biblicalproportions.com. Okay, and it'll take you to this page, and you scroll down, and this is another searching tool. You can search the Bible. The only difference with this tool is that you can search the Apocrypha with this one. Okay, so bear with me because my computer's slow, man. I got a little mini and it's like really slow. So, it has all the Bible books. It has in their order: the Book of the Prophets, the Book of Wisdom, the Book of the Laws. It goes into the New Testament. And then right here it has the Deuteronomical books of the Bible known as the Apocrypha, right? And you scroll down, and you have Second Ezra, First Ezra, and you can just search. You can just go through here and find what you need. If you're ever doing a lesson and you need to have it up on the screen, you just come here and you use this instead of the Blue Letter Bible. If you need to search, search the Apocrypha, you can't find something, you want to find something, you go here, you type your term in right here, you click over here, and you can make it look through all the books of the Bible, or if you just want to look through a certain book in the Apocrypha, you can just come over here and go down to the bottom. You can click First Ezra, Second Ezra, and then you could do it like put whatever term you want and then hit search and it'll bring it up. So that's that site. And this site right here is called Online Etymology. Alright, now I'm gonna scroll down and I'm gonna let you read this right here. It says this is a map of the real roots of modern English. It says etymologies are not definitions. They're explanations of what our words meant and how they sounded 600 or 2,000 years ago. So the etymology basically explains to you where English words come from. Okay? And one word I'm going to look up is coat, okay? For an example. Alright? And the address for this site is www.etymonline.com. So it'll be www.etymonline. And this is called etymology. Alright, so let's type in the word coat, because people like to call us a coat, right? People like to use the, oh, you're in the coat, you're a coat, but if you know the meaning of words, you can turn it right back around on them. That's why it's important to know the scriptures first and foremost, but secondly, it's important to know the meaning of words and how they came into existence, because people in this society, they don't know the meaning of words. They say coat, but they're basing that definition of what the white man told them it meant, and not what the actual meaning of it is. So let's go to the word coat. Let's see what that means. Alright, so I brought it up. Scroll down. Now remember I was telling you about root words? I'm going to show you some. This is the word coat, right? Now when you look down here, it says cultivate. Now if you take these last few letters off, what's the word? Coat. That's a root. Coat is a root word for many words. You come down, it says culture. If you take U-R-E off, what is the word? Coat. So coat is a root word. Now we're gonna go look at the coat etymology. It says from 1610s. It says worship, also a particular form of worship. It says from French. Now FR means French. Coty from the 17th century. The C means century. It says from L. Now whenever you see L, that means Latin. This is what we usually, this is what you want to get to. You want to either get to the Latin or the Greek or maybe even the Hebrew. It says from Latin, cultus, care or labor, cultivation or culture. You see that? It says worship, reverence, but then it goes on to say originally tended, cultivated. So the word cult comes from the Latin cultus, meaning to cultivate. To cultivate what? To cultivate knowledge. So if you go to a college, you're in a cult. If you go to an exercising class, you're in a cult because you're cultivating something, which is knowledge. If you have a culture, you're in a cult because the culture is cultivating what? It's cultivating different ways of life, arts, and different things like that. That's why it's called a culture. Okay. It says I think that's proper pronunciation of colere, to till. So it actually comes from a word colere, which means to till. It says sea colony. It says rare after the 7th century, revived mid-19th century with reference to ancient and primitive rituals, meaning devotion to a person or thing. Well, we already got the meaning, and the meaning is from the Latin cultus, meaning the care, labor, or cultivation, originally tended to cultivate. From the proper pronunciation, colere, meaning to till. That's what the word means. So if somebody come out and they say, "Oh, you're in the cult," you just turn it around on them. You ask them what the word cult means, and when they can't break it down to you, you break it down to them and tell them that they're in a cult. Then they feel stupid. All right. So let me do one more. I'm gonna do these last two. Cultivate, from the early 17th centuries, from ML. Now when you see ML, M stands for middle, L stands for Latin. So from Middle Latin, cultivatus, proper pronunciation of cultivare, from LL. Now LL means late Latin. From late Latin, cultivus, meaning tilled. Now that's the same thing cults mean, till. It says from Latin, cultus, see cult. So what is it telling you? Cultivate and cult means the same thing. Alright? Figurative sense of improved by training or education. That's what the word cult means. It's from 1680s, so on and so forth. So the word cult actually means to till. But if you're gonna use it in the figurative sense, it would mean to till. It would mean to train in education, which means you're tilling knowledge. Culture. Let's do this last one, and then we'll close it up. It says culture. Mid-15th century, the tilling of land, from MFR. Now when you see M, that means middle. When you see FR, that's French. From Middle French, culture, and directly from Latin, cultura. Now we always deal with the Latin or the Greek. Okay, you don't want to deal with the French. You want to get the Latin or the Greek, because that's mainly the root. If you don't get the Latin or the Greek, try to get the Hebrew. It says from Latin, cultura, a cultivating, agricultural, figuratively care, culture, and honoring. From proper pronunciation, I think that is, stem or colorare, to tend, guard, cultivate, till. That's why you have cultures. You have the so-called Negro culture. You have the culture of the Israelites. It means that you're growing a civilization or ways of doing things. It says from proper pronunciation, stem of colorare, tend, guard, cultivate, till, see, coat. It says see, coat again. So all these words are basically the same meaning. It says the figurative sense of cultivation through education is first attended century 1500s, meaning the intellectual side of civilization. That's why you call it a culture. All right, so So I mean that's basically, you know, it for right now. That's the tools that you use. That's some of the tools that I use. Maybe I'll make another video on some tools later, so you know you brothers can pump out the sit downs and, you know, get this word pumping. You know, like the elder always said, flood the white man with the truth, like he flooded us with lies. You know. So with that, I'm gonna just close it out with that. It's Karatazar from the ancient prophets, from History of Zion, and from Amar Mott 777, saying Shalom.